even having to be pulled here for a moment.
I think this actually is the tipping point. I think Dark can actually run over
it looks like
Solar here. There it is, GG.
And
game number 2, tying this up at 1-1.
That's right. Solar, maybe a little chink in the armor there. A good opening build there by Dark. Good aggressive follow-up as well. Had lots of units in there. Really, I like it, man. I like this series already.
Yeah, it's looking great. So there's only one game left for these two. Pretty brutal here in a best of 3. Not very forgiving. This is not like what you'd see in other GSLs where they're going to rotate into another group or another phase of the group, I should say. So
yeah, whoever
it's all going to come down to this.
Is like, okay, play next week, and then I guess try to be in Code A, or maybe you already are in Code A. But yeah, it's. I mean, this is for all the marbles going forward into the games, not tomorrow, but the day after. Yeah.
So a lot of pressure on these guys here. We are starting to see the new units getting incorporated a little bit here in ZVZ, and I think that does spice up what we've typically seen in Zerg versus Zerg, whether it was Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. With the Ravagers getting you out of position, even though it's not hard to dodge the projectiles, at the same time, when you're moving, you can still be taking damage on your units, and that can really stack up.
Yes, it's such a big deal, really. And you can displace a part of the army so that your army is firing more. It's like a lot of the units, the new units, actually do things like this. Like, for instance, the Disruptor does something similar where it's like, okay, now you have to, are you retreating your whole army or just the piece that this is going after? And, it makes some hard decisions.
And it can disjoint the army so you can pick your fights a little bit better for you. So,
absolutely.
Actually, we're already going into game number 3 here, Solar against Dark, before we wrap up our first best of 3 here.
That's right. All right, looks like it's going to be Orbital Shipyard, Tasteless.
Let's do this down here in the bottom left in the blue. He is Solar. Very exciting to be here doing Legacy of the Void and seeing this entire game completely change. I mean, this is basically StarCraft 3. Over here in the red, in the upper right, it is Dark.
All right, so Solar is 1 game away from not having won all the tournaments that he's in, guys. So there you have it. That would be a very quick-lived thing right there. But all right, so this is going to be a very fast expansion here by Dark, and Solar, of course, taking quite a fast expansion as well. This is not uncommon, especially on this map. Orbital Shipyard, it has a tiny ramp going down towards your 3rd base. So it's like basically even if you go for a quick hatchery, like Ling Baneling is not going to kill you when you're on 2 bases.
Yeah, that's true. So you can definitely tech up a little bit easier on this game, on this map rather. Whereas, on some other maps, punishment is definitely a threat early on.
Yeah. I want to mention about the way that Solar's played the series so far. He's kind of gone a little bit greedy in both the games.
A little bit greedy.
Yeah, like, the early build order, okay, it's like, yeah, you went hatch first and Dark caught you with an early pool. That's fine, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, he droned really heavily and was trying to go lair and hadn't even stacked his overlords really yet to produce the roaches. Like, he was building 5 overlords when Dark moved across the map. So he was kind of just like really powering his economy and trying to get like a big lead going into layer on 3 bases with a gold. And I feel like maybe that's just a bit too greedy.
Well, not even just greedy, maybe unnecessary. I mean, it seems like, especially when you see how much the income gets ramped up on a gold base.
Yeah. What are you looking to get
that
with
gold
the
base is
layer?
not exactly easy to defend, right? I mean, it's
certainly
quite exposed. So it would almost seem like you'd have to just go head-to-head, powering up an army versus trying to tech into something fancy in mid-game or late game.
Well, right now we have pretty much mirrored builds from these two. Speed, Baneling Nest coming on the way.
Basically identical builds.
Yeah, your standard hoot and holler of a ZVZ.
I've never heard you say it that way, but yes.
Yeah.
Your standard hoot and holler, indeed.
Standard hoot and holler, man. It's this is early game ZVZ no matter what you do, because the Baneling kills a lot of Zerglings very cheaply. That's just the way of things. Now, Solar and Dark both taking that 3rd base. Now, the 3rd base is pretty wide open. It'll take a while to get creep down there. You're not really going to Sim City a wall or anything like that. And because of that, we sometimes see more Ling Bane aggression during a situation like this. But on those 3 bases, will one of them attack? And it looks like Dark is prepping to.
You beat me to it. I was going to say Dark is Looks like he's very much so intending to hit and hit hard. Now, with the attention here on the middle of the map, if Solar does not detect this is coming, he can be blindsided pretty quickly. And it would seem like, oh, well, he's going to know now for sure because he walks right by that. But let's see if he's ready anyways, because if this does come down here and let's just say deny the hatchery from being there, again, not just an expansion you're losing, but one of your only 3 production facilities.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a big
pretty
deal with
huge.
the new larva mechanic here. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
very true.
you need your hatcheries, man, for sure. You need to hit those injects. You need to get your
whoa,
hatcheries. Oh,
nice connection there.
yeah, good connection for Solar. Look at this micro right here. Dark with that one baneling does get it out of there before the Lings do eat it. And some good defense so far by Solar.
Oh, got to be careful losing one baneling without doing any real damage. And it does seem as though Dark here is going to continue on with this attack. We have a lot more Lings being made. Maybe I spoke too soon. He's starting to drone up a little bit here, but he still has enough to maybe try to put on a little bit more pressure.
I think already it's basically been held. So, you know, the drone count is not really that far off. And yeah, he lost a few more Lings and stuff like that, but Legacy of the Void is a bit different from Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty in the fact that even if you get ahead, like, in Heart of the Storm towards the end there, it's like, okay, well, you know, you're ahead by like a tiny amount, and then your opponent just kills you for it. Here, it's a lot harder to do with things like Ravagers, so
Very true.
and having that higher base economy. So even though like maybe you know Dark's attack was a little bit weak and didn't really do anything, this game is like really not as far apart as it may look.
Also, Solar coming up here with 8 roaches being produced. Let's see if they can actually spot this. The baneling now coming in here. This will be gunned down there by the Queen and the 2 Lings. But definitely the option here for a counterattack. And that's a second drone we've seen sent out across the map. I wanted to give Dark the benefit of the doubt and not highlight the first one I saw, since anybody who's played enough StarCraft has had that moment where you're going, oh my God, what is that drone doing here? But 2 drones across on the map, you know, for guys that play, you know, basically 10 to 8 hours a day, that's kind of unforgivable.
Yeah, it's kind of
especially
weird.
in a ZVZ where it really is a bit of a tightrope walk of drones versus attacking units. Having 2 go all the way across the map is, I'd say, a bit unacceptable.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that. Well, right now, Solar is kind of doing that very powerful attack right now. He's making a lot more banelings. He has a lot of roaches in the way. Now, Dark has made quite a few units, and their army supply is really rather close, so I would say that this should be very holdable, especially those Corrosive Biles.
Okay, he's going to try to come up here. You know, as you were saying, Artosis, Ravager's out just in time. We do have range attack being upgraded here for Solar. And plenty more drones here as well for Solar, as he wants to take this to a more technical mid-game in a ZVZ. Kind of funny to even be calling it mid-game, because we see them on 3 bases, but because it's Legacy of the Void, they expand so much faster.
Yeah, it is kind of wild like that up here at 100 supply. It's like, yeah, you're right, we're entering mid-game now. Like, the layer is
We're actually
not
only
done
6
yet.
minutes and 50 seconds into this game, technically.
And that's real time, not StarCraft 2 time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you can set your watch
Thank
by
God
that
we don't
clock,
use
guys.
StarCraft 2 time anymore, which was like a time that didn't really
That was the most
mean
confusing
anything.
thing. Whenever I was late to pick up my daughter, I blamed it on that, man. Like, was this StarCraft 2 time?
You
or
pick up
is
your kid from school. This is Korea, so they'd be like, oh, of course, it's in StarCraft 2 time.
Like, that's right, yeah, they did. It's quite.
That timer doesn't really operate as an actual clock. But they did fix that. So, yeah, I mean, what now, 17 minutes and 20 seconds into this game, and already, ouch, that sucks. Already pretty intense. I'm going to predict this here, but and I'm fine being wrong, but I do think that we are going to have much shorter games that are more intense here in Legacy of the Void.
You think so?
I think so. I'm fine being wrong, but it just seems like the rate at which things ramp up, you know, the game is, well,
the average
I guess you
game
can say
in Heart
it's
of the Storm, I
operating
believe,
faster.
was 14 or 15 minutes, I believe, across all matchups.
Was it?
I believe it was right around there.
Well, we'll see if this one's longer, but there's definitely more multitasking going on because the rate at which the game is operating at is just faster. You're getting more bases, higher supply counts.
By the way, look at this. This is really, really cool. Overlord drops have changed a lot in Legacy of the Void. If you're just joining us here today, you haven't really been watching Legacy of the Void, it just came out and everything, you upgrade each Overlord individually. So these guys are actually both going for some Baneling drops here, which is awesome, both for mineral lines and on top of clumped roaches.
Yeah,
it can be a powerful move as well.
You can fly right in there if the roaches are bunched up. Boom, huge splash damage there. That can really tip the tide.
Yeah. Well.
Did I use that right? Tip the tide?
No, you
did. As that came out of my mouth, I'm like,
I was trying to make a joke
can you
about
tip the tide? I don't know.
Only Atlas can tip the tide, my friend.
I think the moon is basically tipping the tide of the seas, you know, throughout the year. But I guess
gently pulling the tide is a better way to.
Yeah, I think that's a much more articulate way to put that. But, so we're gonna have these two armies crash into each other here. We're gonna see what happens. I'm not sure where the overlords were. As I was looking into your handsome.
They're both going like really wide for baneling drops.
Okay, so they're going to be focusing on the mineral lines. Yeah. I was looking into your doe eyes when we were talking back there, and I missed that part of the action. But we do have the overlords coming in here.
And by doe eyes, he means deer looking to headlights. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on?
Look out, there's banelings in those overlords.
All right, well, here we go. This is actually a pretty big deal right here. It could kill a lot. Ooh, well, a couple good connections.
Going after the queens there. Probably would have been better to actually target down. Well, they're both going to be hitting the queens there. And meanwhile, nice attack coming up here. Gonna have to back up. That area of the map acts as a bit of a funnel. Oh!
Big counterattack here with these Zerglings coming in from Solar. Both the baneling drops for both sides maybe not doing as much as they had hoped, but...
Is he actually going for the Roach Warren there? Did he get that taken out?
The Roach Warren? I don't think so. Oh, he did kill the Roach Warren.
Yeah, he did kill the Roach Warren, so he's going to roach up behind this and possibly try to go for a kill here. You see Overlords being hit as this game progresses. Overseers, meanwhile, over the army here of Dark, to try to figure out, is this the ideal location to attack? We do have the 4th base, top center, and bottom center taken as well, although no action at either of those bases just yet.
All right, well, you know, it becomes kind of hard to attack into each other with, you know, Roach Ravager versus Roach Ravager. If you try to go in, like, you know, normally someone would have to take the convex. You go in as a convex and just Corrosive Bile dots appear everywhere and you have to run away, so.
Yeah, it definitely forces the armies to relocate, which is pretty interesting here. Supplies maxed out 200 to 200, and minerals and gas are starting to bank up.
We see a lot of these Overseers and Overlords being taken out by those Corrosive Biles. Definitely another very important thing that can happen with Legacy of the Void. Like, your multitasking is so taxed that you can't even save all your Overlords. You want to scout them all the time, but you're going to end up losing quite a few to these Corrosive Biles.
Well, it's pretty cool because a lot of times in previous StarCraft matches in Wings and in Heart of the Swarm, you couldn't do a lot about the Overlords on the map if you were going Roach, right? It was, a lot of times you were just stuck doing that, and it was sort of like both players had map hacks on, at least for outside of their opponent's bases. So this adds a lot of unpredictability to it.
Certainly it does. Now, I do want to mention that Solar just did a big spore trick, like canceled 8 spores to get 208 supply. So he has a bit more supply here than is allowed in the game. Someone called Blizzard. But we'll see if you
can get Blizzard on my speed dial. They can't allow that. And we have an attack coming up here now at the top center. Corrosive Bile sprayed out. Both armies relocate. Yeah, and that should keep Dark safe for a little while longer.
And look at this. They're both sitting here maxed out. Like, they're both trying to do these multi-pronged grasslands with drops. Now we have burrow movement for Solar, but I don't know that either of them can actually break the other because of the power of Corrosive Bile. So right here, we do see Solar going into a Hydralisk den, and I wonder if we're going to see some lurkers, because that is like the most cost-efficient thing against roaches you've ever seen.
I like this counterattack here from Solar, but you see Dark is already prepared there with his 3 spine crawlers. No way that any damage is going to be done there at that 4th base. And getting to about the 12.5-minute marker, we are getting into a pretty crazy game where both players are trying to relocate each other's armies in the hope that at one point in time their opponent will be exposed and they can hit one of those expansions and ultimately parlay that into a victory.
Well, I think that Solar's doing a good job. Like, we have the main army of Dark kind of moving around the map trying to get something done. Okay, there we go. This is the type of move I want to see. Looks like he does have an Overseer here, so it's going to be a little bit hard to get anything done. But
he didn't follow it. He didn't follow it.
Yeah, he may not have even actually seen that. He's probably microing elsewhere right now.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, a lot of multitasking here in Legacy of the Void. So he's going to unburrow over here, and actually taking out the queens and the drones will be a quick second there. Meanwhile, another base back over here. This is actually exactly the play that Dark needed to do the damage, as there are so many locations. And if Solar doesn't split his army up correctly, it's going to be a disaster as the main army that we see just outside of Solar's base is waiting for the reaction here of Solar so you can come in here and try to put on that killing blow.
Well, right now we have a lot of drones actually going down for Solar. He is trying to get into some of these Hydralisks.
Kind of a weird play there with those.
Yeah.
Burrowed Roach is actually coming through there. Also note the bank here for Dark. Dark has so many minerals banked up. He can basically just put a his drink. He can put his drink on the R key and just have roaches made for the next few minutes of this game and be fine.
That would have to, his drink would have to be a wine glass without the bottom, just the stem hitting the R key. That would be quite hard to balance, but he could do it indeed with that much bank.
Again, another attack actually happening down here at the bottom. Meanwhile, we have Dark allowing Solar to chase him back, and the hatchery was taken down there in the bottom center. Very bad moment here for Solar, as there's a high chance he might get knocked out of this best of 3.
Yeah, Solar's having a terribly hard time against Dark here. Like, Dark ends up doing all the big damage, like moving his army around. I felt like Solar was having a good approach with his harassment because it was doing a good job for a bit there.
Yeah.
But that burrow movement roach technique from Dark actually ended up killing a lot, and Solar is just kind of falling apart everywhere.
Now, it looks like the defending army here for Solar is going to be a little bit bigger, but it's the minerals and gas that are saved up here that's the real story, as well as the number of bases here. It's Solar on 3 to Dark on 4. And right now, Solar doesn't have any real option to attack here. He's just trying to defend. Dark's doing a really good job of attacking from 2 different locations, so that if Solar leaves with his entire army on one side, the other side can come in here. But as I say that, what Solar does is send both his armies out and then regroups, and it's now going to be Dark on the defensive.
Yeah, well, this is Solar's one chance. His economy sucks, his bank is non-existent, but his army is just as good as Dark. So who knows? We see some great Corrosive Byles or something like that. It might end up working. Let's not forget, he actually has way more Ravagers right now and some Hydras in there. So he actually has a shot for sure. His army is quality.
Yeah, he's going to come up here now. With a number of Corrosive Byles, he can actually push his opponent all the way back to the hatchery, most likely. So what we see here from Dark is he's attempting to just buy time. He knows the longer the game goes, the more minerals he's going to bank up. And when they're maxed out, it's pretty important. The moment you lose your army, boom, you remake it immediately. So Dark doing a good job stalling out here. The pressure on Solar, he needs to come up here and basically end this game because there's no third base being produced. So the clock is ticking right now on Solar's career.
He needs to get something done here. And look at this, a lot of Corrosive Byles. He actually can't even cast them all before they start respawning. He has basically infinity Corrosive Byles now. So we're going to see that nonstop. But of course, there is a big bank still here for his opponent who's still maxed out, and his army supply is getting higher and higher.
Look, if he gets this third base, that would be huge. That would actually even out this game. But hitting from all different sides right now is Dark, coming in here with a beautiful surround. Is it going to be enough? A few more reinforcements coming up here. Look at the supplies. It's 90 to 150. And that tells me right there, Dark has enough to close this out as this game spirals out of control. GG.
And that means that Solar is no longer undefeated in Legacy of the Void tournaments. Where is your god now? He's done. Okay, and this is how new this is.
Where's your god now?
That's right. Everyone was freaking out. It's like, oh my god.
Where's your god Solar now, guys?
He's winning this stuff on the smaller streams. He wins DreamHack. Oh my god, Solar, is he going to win GSL? Guys, he's not even in GSL yet. Okay, Dark.
Well, this is the big leagues here. It was not enough. Very nicely done there by Dark. He handled that very well. There was a moment where it looked like maybe Solar could possibly come back.
He had a really quality army.
All you have to do if you're in that position for Dark is buy time. He did a good job looping around there.
That was really important.
That was the winning move because that army, when you have that many Ravagers, is good at forcing the other army to relocate. But if you're surrounded, it doesn't matter where they're going to relocate. So
really high-tech units don't like to be flanked. Colossus, Siege Tank, Ravager, these units do not want to be flanked at all. And the micro you have to use against opponent Ravagers is running away. So that's where it really went wrong.
We're going to go to a short break. Stay tuned for match number 2.
To outer space, afloat away, but you're my gravity. Die to love another day. We rise again and lose our gravity. Into outer space, float away, but you're my gravity. Die to love another day. We rise again and lose our gravity. Fly into outer space, float away, but you're my gravity. Die to love another day. We rise again and lose our gravity. Baby, we can float away. I need attention, feed on my addiction. I want the action, satisfaction. You have to feed me words that I inquire. So my Discord someday takes me higher. I hope to thrill you, let expectations rise. I want to bring you to where you can compromise. I'm coming at you like a cannonball. So listen to you and glow down cynical. Welcome to the new world, open up the gates of paradise. Let's get cynical, on into a new place. Open up your eyes and so we're all. We're dark and cynical. Dark and cynical. It's your illusions, fatal contradiction. I need the action, premonition. I like to thrill you, I am why inspired. Let you explode in a cosmic fire. Your darkness, the light conceals mine. The dance is set against the mountain behind the shine. To make it hard to justify it all. See what you are, you are cloaked and cynical. Welcome to the new world, open up the gates of paradise. Let's get cynical, on into a new place. Open up your eyes and so we're all. We're dark and cynical. Dark and cynical. Dark and cynical. To thrill you, let expectations rise. I want to bring you to where you can compromise. I'm coming at you like a cannonball. So listen to you and glow down cynical. Welcome to the new world, open up the gates of paradise. Let's get cynical, on into a new place. Open up your eyes and so we're all. We're dark and cynical.
What's up?
We have transformed.
We have transformed. We have transformed into 3 Korean men.
Now you know that JYP, Mr. Che, and was that Chisato in there?
I think so.
Those 3 are actually just us. Ah! All right, we're back.
We're back.
The three of
We're
us.
not 3 Korean men, but in fact 2 white dudes here, bringing you the very first day of Legacy of the Void here at GSL. We already had one ZVZ, and we have another ZVZ coming up.
Yep.
I think the ZVZ is a little bit more exciting, though. It's going to be Life against DRG.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
DRG, definitely one of the founders of Zerg, definitely someone who has done a lot for the race, but Life, best Zerg of
If
all
we
time,
had like a Mount Rushmore of Zerg players, I think both these guys would have their faces up there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely the case. It would, and Nesty would be up there, of course, as well, and I think probably last one, maybe Fruit Dealer.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's true. And Artosis would know the secret button he has to press to have Nesty's mouth open and all the treasure.
That's where my jet flies.
He goes. That's where all the Zerg loot is, right there.
Yeah.
No.
If people are trying to like scale up the wall to get in my secret base, I hit a button and like lava comes out of Nesty's nostrils.
It blows lava. Oh! Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's good. I'm not sure actually who's the better player here. I think most people would say Life, but this is a totally different game.
I can just imagine sitting there with like a glass of whiskey, and, like my main office is in Nesty's
You're sitting
eye.
in there with, for some reason, your hairless cat on your lap.
That's right. And I'm just like looking out like at the forest through the eyeball that's like actually see-through glass that's Nesty's eye. It's like, I love it.
You can see all the way across the country.
It's a little bit too shady because he's wearing that IM
It's somewhere in
hat.
the United States, but somewhere you could see Korea from there, even though the Earth is round. Nobody quite figured that part out. It was not a very well-written
sees
script.
all.
Yeah.
sees all.
So I'm not sure who's going to be the better player here. Both these guys have been on top, have been #1 at Zerg in their primes. Don't count DRG out. It's a new game. He's very adaptable.
Yeah, he's been doing quite well. He actually had quite a tough bracket. For some reason, it's like eluding me. I looked at who he beat. It was like good players, but we'll see. Like the game is new. Life, you know, a lot of the things that he normally does to get ahead, like Zergling Baneling and stuff like that, is that going to hold up for him here?
It's still viable here. I mean, his harass won't be any worse or any less of an advantage in a game that's moving at a quicker speed, such as Legacy of the Void. And we're going to go into our game here. In the bottom left in the red, it is DRG. Fantastic player. A couple of years back, he was, you know, top tier, best of the best.
Absolutely. Of course, DRG short for dirigible. For those of you who don't know what a dirigible is, it is a hot air balloon.
I think it's any kind of floating device that carries something. Am I correct about that?
No.
It's just a...
I don't know. We have to ask DRG.
We got to intro our other player, but I got a question for you about that later. Are we going to go? All right, we're going to go up here. So we got a new observer here today, guys. So bear with us. In the upper right, in the blue, probably the fan favorite here, it is Life. You never played any of the Metal Gear Solids, right?
No. No.
So you don't know about flutoning, right?
I do know about flutoning. It looks
Because
pretty
me
funny.
and Nathanias were talking about this the entire time at BlizzCon because we've both been playing that. But
Yeah.
that's my new.
So what you're saying?
We're gonna go
live
back on
here-
camera. We got to pause here.
Live here on air on the GSL is that you played a game other than StarCraft?
No, the scandal's out. My career is over. But you know this tasteless on the ladder joke I was always talking about, different things. Now it's my new, when I'm like playing on the ladder, I'm imagining flutoning nerds. You just like hook balloons to their backs and they take off. Oh, we're back in the game.
Plutons, a whole bunch of them. Yeah, it looks like hopefully we'll get
I think
right back
we're going to
in
go back in there in a second. So I don't know what the pause was for, but whatever it was, it's been figured
there.
out.
I think they're just waiting for the text to fade off the screen.
Until then, you can look at these two ugly mugs until we get this game going on.
Well, we
And
got
we're on.
one very handsome bearded man here.
What is he hiding from, that bearded man? Like, right when this is done, I'm going to go fall asleep in the train station on my cardboard box, man. That's what I'm going for. But, you know, the beard has come too far. I can't stop now.
So DRG is actually still mining gas. Like this is a very quick gas plus Zerglings. So he's going Zerglings with speed, and he's going to make a Baneley Nest as well. So he's actually going for an early kill here against Life.
Oh, wow. He's bringing a build back from 5 years ago. Okay.
I've been playing a lot of Zerg, and I got to tell you, this is definitely a popular build, like what DRG is doing.
Now, notice he's running around the Overlord pathing. You can do that on a map like this. You're going to know exactly where the Overlords are. And what you want to do is you want to reveal this rush at the last possible second. Every drone that our player in the blue here, Life makes, is going to be bad for him. Now, right now we see 4 lings, but that may just be you know, there for minimal defense, and we already see drones starting up. So there it is. The 2 drones starting. He's in trouble, man.
And he won't actually show this. Look at this. These lings are up here to turn into banelings so they can actually meet up with the rest of the lings. So as soon as speed is done, he'll go because that'll give Life the least amount of reaction time. And
excuse me.
I mean, he just started the baneling nest, so Life has a chance to hold this, but DRG with some really solid micro, I think, can take this game.
4 lings are coming up here, and with speed finished, that's already the tell that he needed to see. 2 lings picked off, additional lings now coming up here, and he is morphing those right at the ramp. This is going to be a pretty powerful attack. Life cannot make any mistakes in his control, or he's going to lose this game.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. He is making a spine already. Look at this. He's starting to wall a little bit here. This is a great wall by Life. This is exactly the type of thing he needs to do. Let his queens get extra shots off. Make this really hard to actually break in. Here come the speedlings, though, and oh man, the banelings like already crawling in.
He's got to be careful. He wants these banelings to connect, ideally with the drones. A little bit of back and forth. There's a spine crawler does finish. Lings surrounding the spine crawler. Drones coming back now. Note they are cut off from mining. The queen will go down as well, and this is looking disastrous here for Life.
Yeah, look at this. Everything is just falling. Look at that. Oh! That's it.
That's it. GG.
All right. Down and
We're
dirty.
back.
Life just got second place at BlizzCon, and now he's down 0-1 to DRG.
Oh, man, did they make your chair higher than mine again? You know we're actually the same height.
I'm just taller
but
than you.
I hate being the beta in this cast when we sit down.
It's so weird that you try to tell people
you're like dropping all the knowledge bombs, and I'm like, you got it, Artosis. I'm like, you're the guy.
I'm the guy.
I got to fix my chair once we go to a break here. We're going to be going into game number 2 pretty quickly here. That was shockingly short. Are you going to try to raise your chair? Hold on. Fix this.
Well, yeah, I'm going to raise it even more.
All right, hold on. All right, that's good. Now look, I get to be the alpha, and you get to be the beta caster.
No, I just sit up straight because I'm.
Artosis has this.
I'm a good foot tall.
You have this incredibly long torso. I'm all gangly.
Tall, tasteless. Thanks.
Are you kidding? If you saw this guy when he's standing, man, it looked like he had his shoes on his knees or something, walking around. So we're gonna go into our.
I have the body of a hydralisk.
You do actually.
Little tiny hydralisk feet down there at the bottom.
Yeah. Do they have little feet? Do they have like several little feet on their little slug?
I think they actually are
tail,
supposedly like slither kind of like a snake, or more like maybe a naga.
Yeah, maybe more like a naga.
More
actually.
like a naga, no doubt.
We're going to be going into this game pretty quickly here. Do you think we're going to see DRG do the same strategy again?
Okay, let's see. It's Prime Terraces. Oh, it definitely could be. Does he want to do exactly the same strategy again? If Life does something similar, then, like, generally speaking, I would say Life micros better with Lingbane. But DRG got, like, a big heads up there with that strategy, so.
We'll have to see how DRG actually does.
I don't think he'll do exactly
in a longer game, because that was.
I'd like
what
to
was
see
that, like
maybe-
2 minutes or something?
Oh, it was really fast. I'm not sure
Pretty quick.
exactly. Like,
You know, one thing that all these players are going to have to figure out, not just in ZVZ, but really in any matchup, is what exactly, I mean, how greedy can you be? Because you start out with so many workers, you can be tempted to take an expansion pretty quickly. But obviously, you know, getting as many workers as you do in Legacy of the Void, you can also get a spawning pool pretty fast. So
yeah, really quick. Those 12 pools, man, they are infesting the ladder for sure. But
for sure.
Let's see what they want to do. Prime Terraces, our next map, going to be starting up now. We'll get into that game in just a second here. Excited to see if anyone wants to do a cheese once again.
And our map has now loaded up. Over here in the upper left in the red, winning game number 1, it is DRG.
Hot 6.
Oh, I'm already way off, man. Sorry, guys, we got a new format here. It's a new, well, basically a new year for us here. We kind of start the new year when the BlizzCon ends.
Listen, okay.
Down here in the bottom right in the blue, our player Life.
Look, some peoples around the world decided let's do a calendar by the moon. Some decided let's do a calendar by the sun.
Yeah.
Listen, the Romans have been dead for, like, Julius Caesar was stabbed 56 times from his friends, like, thousands of years ago. Screw those calendars. GSL is actually what should dictate when the new year starts. Happy New Year! This is the first game of the new year.
That's true.
Welcome to 2016.
And for the first time, I'm happy to say the Earth is only 5 years old. You thought people were saying 6,000 years were extreme. Well, I'm saying 5 years old.
Yeah.
People ask me my age. I'm like 31. Like, really?
Wait, how does that work? You're like, I've always been.
Well, we have build starting out here with Life actually getting a little bit of a quicker pool. DRG, I think, segueing this correctly to handle it in a best of 3 after showing that he's willing to be aggressive. Will now switch into a much more econ savvy build.
Yeah, he's taking that gold base super fast. So I think he's going to get aggressive off of this, if I had to guess. Like, he's going to like drone it a little bit, have a really great economy there, and then maybe start making a lot of units. That's kind of my guess here, because otherwise, like, Life might go ham at that base, and it's going to be hard for him to actually defend like Zergling run-bys into the main versus Zergling attacks on these drones at the mineral.
This is a base where there is an accessible gold you can be taking pretty quickly, and we're already seeing that happen right here, right now. So essentially, Life has to do something right away, or it's going to get out of control.
He's making a lot of lings.
Yes, he is, and I don't think he's going to be stopping Artosis, especially not with that Baneling's nest about halfway done. So let's see how well DRG is going to be able to defend. Anything he does, by the way, Life does to slow down these drones from mining is pretty huge.
It actually is a really big deal. Like, DRG needs these extra minerals. He's taking this risk, and notice he's throwing down that Roach Horn, because like the amount of income he's going to have, he's not going to even be able to like spend it all on just lings here. Actually getting a Roach Horn is a great choice. Now, but will he live long enough?
Let's look at the positions here for our player in the red, DRG. He's actually got, it's not easy to defend because it's not just about the gold base. He can also be hitting his main as well. So with lings and ling speed being done here, there's a lot of different directions that a player, especially out of all the players in the world, Life, can use his ling harass to eke out a lead.
Yeah, well, let's see here. We have 6 roaches on the way, but that's a long build time, and this is a lot of lings and banes already coming in here right now.
Great placement there with the queens.
Yeah, it certainly is, but those drones, as the banelings come up, are going to have a really tough time.
Yeah, they're not going to be too useful here, so he's going to start splitting them up right now. Pretty nice splitting here. The 2 queens are going to go down. The roaches are going to come out here. The lings, however, are going to have very good surface area to surround these roaches. We do have more roaches coming in here from the main, but not here just yet. There they are coming down now.
All right, more and more speedlings are coming up right now. And yeah, the roaches are down here and going to hold them off. But again, as you were talking about, Tasis, he can always run around and try to hit that main base as well. So this is hard for DRG to zone them out.
Again, as more time passes, those gold minerals really starting to kick in. More and more lings coming up. It looks like they may be trying to go into the main. Back and forth here. DRG going to be ready to defend either his second base or try to block off entry into the main by having those 4 roaches over here at the ramp. And you can see some deliberation right now from Life. He goes up, then he backs off, not sure when he wants to strike, because an overextension where he doesn't kill enough drones can easily result in a loss this game.
Absolutely. Like, these lings have to get something done. Even though DRG is only mining with a handful of drones right here, they're both at 16 drones. So 4 drones on the gold gives DRG a pretty decent mineral lead coming in. So let's see what he can get done. He does have some banelings now coming
looks
up.
like he's going to come over here and try to get a surround over here on these roaches. Meanwhile, banelings coming in here to connect. Not too sure where exactly to send them. So far, good splitting here from DRG. DRG now coming down here with some more roaches. A surround. No, not a surround on the queen. Actually, a beeline into the main here where these drones are not defended.
Well, he does have 1 roach pop out. That's going to buy him a little bit of time. The drones actually turn on these Zerglings right now, and a second roach comes out just in the nick of time here. And let's not forget, he used 4 banelings on those roaches, so they're bruised a bit, but the defense of that gold base is pretty solid right now.
Yeah, he's spread it out just well enough. It is 12 drones to 16.
Ouch.
The gold base not being mined from, so that is a glorified paperweight at this point in time. However, it looks like we do have the ramp now blocked off from DRG and enough roaches that he can probably defend the gold.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to actually break. And they're both kind of droning up, realizing that, like, oh, God, can we actually kill each other? I'm not so sure.
You can see he might want to try to jump on top of the hatchery. Okay, he's going to go in here for a surround on those roaches. Maybe going to see if he can't get an opening after this attack to try to come in here and maybe run into the main. But so far, it's just roaches that are being picked off. Roaches and 1 drone, excuse me.
That was a pretty nice little surround. And every drone he gets right now is a big deal. Oh, God, look at this.
Okay, that might do it.
This is going to hurt.
Well, it's 17 drones here, but nothing really to defend right now.
Well, let's see how many more he can actually pick off. A couple more drones are going to go ahead and fall right now. Picks off the 1 left over there near the gas, and Life has done a lot of damage. He's up by 12 drones right now.
The question really is DRG going to be able to stabilize in this game? Because if he can stabilize, he can actually pick it up pretty quickly with the drones. But if not, I mean, having 25 drones in the lead right now, Granted, most of actually DRG's drones are mining from the gold base. So that does sort of change the income a little bit.
It
here.
does. It makes it closer, but
Oh my God!
that's enough. Oh God.
Oh! Nicely done. And now it's 5 drones.
5 drones with 25, so that's 5 times more drones.
Look at you doing math on
Yeah.
live TV. You're the guy, man.
I'm the guy.
You got it, man.
Dude, and I'm taller and stuff. Like,
Yeah, man.
God, oh. I don't even have a beard. Like, oh.
You can't
I'm
even
the
grow
best,
a beard, man.
dude. Oh my God, man.
And
You're so lucky to know me.
GG, there it is.
All right.
1-1, tying it up.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm surprised that DRG took the gold base. I feel like, again, like, Life is going to be the one that you're most afraid of when he has speedlings and banes, and like, I think if DRG had either opened more aggressively or if he had opened up just taking his regular natural, he just holds on against everything. So a little bit risky there, a little bit too greedy against Life.
Yeah, it's going to come down to this one game. I do think that was impressive that he opted to take that gold base, considering out of all the players in the world, he is the very best at link harass.
Yeah,
He's won
absolutely.
the majority of his games. I mean, yes, some on his strategy, but mostly just on how he engages. He really knows how to get in there and do the damage and pick his fights where he's always going to come out on top.
Yeah. Well, our last map going to be Orbital Shipyard.
Yep.
So this is one where you can fast expand behind and keep it very well defended with that small ramp. We'll see if either player wants to go for a strategy like that. Of course, what DRG did before on, it was Dusk Towers, right? Yeah, so what he did before, he could do, or either one of them could do another strategy like that. Like, even having that small ramp doesn't help that early in the game. So we could see a cheese like that as well.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. Again, ZVZ, like all these matchups, very new, very different. We're really seeing these players test the limits of what builds you can get away with. And this map will certainly be no different. We're going to be starting that shortly. And after that, that will be the end of our mirror matchups for today. We have a TVP and then a TVZ for you.
Yeah, kind of cool that they switch those around because just the top half of the bracket is actually 4 mirrors.
Yeah. That would
I'm
not
glad
be a
that
great way to start the first day off
Yeah.
here. So.
But yeah, it'll be fun to get into those other matches as well. But I think ZVZ is a lot cooler and more fun.
I think it's
than it
overall
was
better.
Before.
Yeah.
Well, I was so sick of watching, like, okay, the roaches walk over here. Okay.
Oh,
wait,
and then
close
we're
to your
casting it.
hatches.
We're like, oh, he's winning. And then like the screen moves like this, and I'm like, oh, here come 5 more roaches over here. Yeah. It's become a much more
And then
exciting
you got like
matchup.
2 that go around this way and get 5 drones, and I'm like, I guess that's it. Sick. What a great match.
Yeah. No, it definitely slowed down there at the end of that matchup. So it's really good to have all these new units here. We haven't, okay, no, now we are starting this game. Guys, tell your friends to tune in. This is not a normal GSL day. A lot of people probably don't know this is on. It's the holiday season for a lot of you.
Let
so
people know. And all that means is you have more time off to watch GSL.
That's right. There's no excuse, really. And introducing our players down here in the bottom left in the red, he is DRG. In the upper right, in the blue, our player winning our last game, he is Life.
Okay, well, DRG looks like he is going to be a bit aggressive here, going for that same type of build that we saw in Game 1.
Yeah, this could be quite short. The real question now is when does Life get his spawning pool? We already see more drones being made. The spawning pool about 1/3 of the way complete here for DRG. Every second a spawning pool is not planted right now for Life is a higher chance that he could take a serious beating early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that DRG does this on both these maps. He plays greedy on the map where it's easy to be aggressive, then aggressive on the maps where it's easy to be greedy. And he's throwing Life off a little bit with this. Life is normally great at mind games, but so far as build orders go, DRG has actually successfully chosen his build orders. Last game it didn't work out, but it wasn't even, it was so unpredictable that it was almost a good choice, even though he died. So
we see the Overlords coming out now, and more Lings being pumped. The spawning pool is so late here for Life.
it is.
It's making me a little bit concerned here, Artosis.
Yeah, he could be in trouble. Like, we'll see how many Lings he makes as the spawning pool finishes as well. Don't forget that he did make quite a few drones after it finished last time.
Yeah.
He might play a little bit safer this time, knowing that DRG, played this type of strategy before.
Now note the path of the Lings. He wants to go around the Overlords here. Right over to the, what is that, the Tasteless bot or the Artosis bot?
That's the Automaton 2000.
Oh, okay, it's neither of us.
No.
That's what happens when we merge. Casting in Archon mode. So as we saw in the previous game, game 1, he sends these 4-lings around. He warps these in as close as Zergling possible. Possible.
As close as Zergly possible.
Zergly, like humanly possible, but Zergly possible.
Okay.
To his opponent's base. Then the lings meet up. He has this powerful attack. He wants to kill lings and drones, ideally. Stifle, at the minimum, hiccup the economy here from Life, and usually follow that up with a killing blow.
Now, Life is doing a better job this time. If you take a look at this, he's making a lot of lings. He's making his Baneling Nest. He has speed on the way.
He sees
he
the
has
lings.
multiple queens. I mean, Life may be able to defend this time.
Oh, I like how he's going to morph this right over up here. Oh, that one ling, though, does get locked out. That's actually a problem.
Oh, he's chasing it.
Oh, he's buying time.
Yeah, he needs to go up here, and he's going to cancel one Baneling, it looks like. Might even get a second one. Those Banelings are actually kind of important. Oh, and he actually will.
Well, he actually gets both of them through.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Not going the way you would expect the rush to go, but not going terribly really for DRG either.
Yeah, he definitely still
he's
can
gonna
do
go
this.
Oh my God! Okay, he almost got over there before that Evo chamber gets up. Oh my God!
Oh man, the move command actually hurting him there. He could have gotten almost every Zergling.
That could have actually been the game right there.
Yeah, but with 3 queens, a spine up, and his Baneling Nest finishing. This advantage is going to Life right now. DRG has to get damage done right now.
He's going to go for the hatch down here.
Good
he can
choice.
use these Banelings possibly to try to zone out his opponent. In fact, he's going to try to actually end this. Excuse me. He's going to get this hatchery if he can, but he is also forcing these Banelings to go around. He may follow this up with a big attack over here into the main. There it is!
Oh, and, well, he'll end up killing a few drones here. They're pretty close in that drone count, but, a couple of Banes actually going down right there. He actually needs these Banes really badly. He needs some good Baneling connections if he needs to win this game.
At this point in time, this is the point of no return, really, right now for DRG. He's just going to keep making lings, and he's either going to win this or he's going to run out of gas.
Exactly. Well, look at this. Oh, he's almost trapped, and it looks like one decent Baneling connection. DRG trying to run around right now, and his Baneling's almost getting all those drones. Kills only a couple, though.
It is 13 drones to 13 drones. A tie right now with more drones being produced from Life. Meanwhile, more lings being produced by DRG.
Well, DRG cannot give up. He's down a hatchery. He's down multiple queens. He's not going to win if he stops attacking, most likely. So, continues to attack, but it doesn't look like there's really much left for him to do.
Oh, my gosh. He even spots these Banelings coming over here. More lings going to come over here and try to help out, but it's not going to be very useful. The rest of these lings do come up and clean this out, and if he does... Okay, good call there. He actually backs up instead of losing all his lings to that one Baneling. But that's it. GG.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
I mean, Life playing a good series there, like good defense. That was really the big difference between Game 1 and Game 3 there. Game 1, Life didn't just continually make lings after his spawning pool finish, even though it was kind of late. Game 3, he just continually made the lings, saw that there was aggression, and was able to hold it because he had enough units.
Not really much else to say about that last game. Pretty straightforward. He was prepared. When you do a rush like that, there really isn't a plan B. You don't get a second hatchery, and not having a second hatchery means not just reduced income, reduced production, and obviously you have a much harder time trying to ever get that second hatchery up since you have to make that an expansion. Yeah. So not much else to say.
No. Good job to Life. I mean, he is the runner-up for the World Championships this year. Obviously, in recent years, he's done much better than DRG, but it's good to see DRG performing quite well right now. He's definitely one of these players that I want to succeed. I want him to do well. He's one of these old-school StarCraft 2 guys that has done so much in the past that for him to still do well and be able to actually give Life a run for his money is really nice to see.
We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, we'll go on to the second half of our best of 3 here for day 1 of Legacy of the Void.
You can't see
You sold your bones for love, but you crawl right back, I'm sure. Like thieves trapped in hiding, in time you will know how to crawl right back for blood. Go on, save yourself. Tell me, how does it feel to be alone? Tell me, how does it feel? Tell me, go on, save yourself. Blind by emotions and bent on fiery eyes, you're gonna mess your head up right now till the dead finally falls. Don't tell me you wanted exactly what you've got. Gonna rip my heart in pieces, and then you take a little more. I feel no life, and you save yourself. Tell me, how does it feel to be alone? Tell me, how does it feel? Tell me, go on, save yourself. Go on and save yourself. Any day now, brother, I will come crawling. I'm a fool for thinking, sister, you would be sorry. Any day now, brother, I will come crawling.
The void beckons.
Welcome back. We have had a pretty epic ZVZ and then a pretty short ZVZ, really showing, you know, I'm not articulate. I was trying to say something like, you know, how different that matchup can be. But I don't know.
Sick.
I don't know why they let me talk on TV, guys.
It's because you got a beard.
It's the beard,
Guys,
right?
I think you should tweet about Taste about his beard some more.
We haven't got enough tweets about that so far. We are going to be going into a TVP now. It's going to be TY against Hero.
You know, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta say, with this set that we're at right now, you don't belong, okay? I belong at this set, but you with your thick beard, I don't know, Tasteless.
Yeah, there's something about this set, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Merkmate tweeted us a picture with all the Sesame Street. Was it the Sesame Street characters behind us?
I don't know.
It does look like I should be talking.
Muppets.
I should be talking to a Muppet or something. We should be
You
talking
are
about
talking
why.
to a Muppet.
Yeah, you are the
Beaker
closest thing I know.
himself.
Yeah, you are Beaker for sure. And then I would
I'm
be
Beaker's
Animal.
stunt double.
I'm Animal. I'm like esports. But this is the cool set that we have. This is brand new. It's not going to be the set that we're using for the main GSL, but we have, I believe it's the League of Legends Ladies League going on downstairs in our main
I
studio.
never heard of that game. I only play Blizzard games. I don't know what you're talking about right
You
now.
are so cool. You are so StarCraft, man. You are.
Meanwhile, I'm like
You're the
playing
guy, man.
Hearthstone on my phone right
That's
here.
right.
Like, but
We were joking about that if we started out this broadcast, because I was in a Hearthstone game earlier, if I'm just like still in the game. I'm like, all right, yeah. Hold on. It's okay.
It's almost done.
It's Space Hunter.
Reno Jackson. It's not
Space
almost
Hunter.
done.
All right, yeah, drop Reno Jackson. All right, I'm just gonna stop doing my turns and let the clock run out because this guy is a piece of crap for using that card. We do have a great though TVP for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be
think
TY
versus
going up
Hero.
against Hero.
Yeah.
And TY has done a very good job so far in Legacy of the Void. He's shown some really cool builds and has definitely been one of the Terrans that I've liked his games against Protoss so far, with some early Cyclone rushes and or pressures, I guess.
Sure.
At DreamHack and whatnot. But Hero's Hero, right? Hero's like really good. And so
You nailed it, man.
Yeah, no,
You
I-
articulate caster, you.
I'm pretty sure that
He's
Hero-
definitely not bad.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
so-
he's all right. Look, I think Hero should win this. TVP's been pretty interesting. I've actually been playing more Terran and Legacy of the Void.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I'm a
Not
race
only
trader.
a game trader, but a race trader as well.
That's right.
Oh my
So
God.
I've been loving Terran. TVP, a lot of fun. This is a matchup that can go for pretty long, but there's also a lot of sneaky stuff you can do, especially for Protoss to wreck the Terran early on.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you know, Oracle's still quite good.
Sure, yeah.
You know, any sort of adept harassment with Warp Prism can be really downright scary, but these guys are too good to, I think, let that just wreck them early on.
Also, I think the current understanding of the meta is basically what everybody sees Pult do when he's streaming. So let's see if it's actually going to look like that or it'll be completely different. We're going to find out soon. Down here in the bottom left
Hot 6.
is Hot 6. In the bottom left in the red, we have our Terran player TY. Over here in the upper left, in what is that color, Artosis?
That's pink, my friend.
Is that pink?
That would be pink.
Okay. In the upper right, in the pink, is Hero. I wasn't sure if it was one of those colors that I, as a male, would just not know because it's, you know,
Because it's pink. And
it's like
you
taupe.
don't- you
It's like
literally-
taupe or something. I'm like, that's not a color, all right? I only know 8 colors.
You know the Crayola Crayon box?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And not I only know the 8-pack, not like the 20-pack where they have like
No.
Purple Mountain Majesty or something like that.
Well, that's not in the 20-pack.
Oh, that must be in the 64-pack.
Yeah, yeah.
The
there you go.
24-pack Nice Try Toast. Dude, what do you know about crayons anyways?
Oh, I know a lot about crayons.
Judging from the way this set looks, we should know a lot
You know how many
about
times
crayons.
I've colored in Dora the Explorer now?
Oh, that's right. You got a kid now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I have a kid too, but never mind. Anyways.
Artosis has a lot of coloring book passion here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he never got into the coloring book industry. He couldn't fill in between the lines, so it didn't,
It's
it
well,
didn't
it's
quite
tough,
work
man.
out.
It's tough. As you see, by the way, the players, they brought up who they've beaten to get here. A couple
Yeah.
of TVTs for TY. Here, on the other hand, knocking out our Foreign Hope State.
No. You know what's funny? People are going to get really mad when we say this, but State is probably one of the best foreign pro gamers. He's been in Korea playing for so long.
If anyone gets mad, then just write a letter to GSL. It's GSL at Seoul, South Korea, 10509. And don't worry, we'll read that. And
It'll, we'll definitely check that out.
But no, State's quite good.
Yeah, he's very good.
Look at this.
What's going on, Tosi?
Yeah. 3 SCVs. I don't think that those are going to build command centers.
He's a confirmed map hacker.
Oh my God. Well,
It's a stream sniper.
Proxy Stargate, if he can shut that down, it's pretty awesome. But we have an adept that's going to be popping out.
Yeah.
He might be able to salvage this just by bringing the probe back up to build a second pylon here. Oh, and now the probe's going to die, so maybe
Probe
not.
is zoned out.
But,
See you in hell.
I mean, with those 3 SCVs out on the map, let's see.
Did he get
the adept at? Okay, he did cancel, so that's going to be smart. Looks like he's just going to probably expand behind this wall, making a much slower Stargate. So TY already really on top of his defense here.
Okay, the adept's coming in over here. And this is, I just love this unit, man. I always get excited when we get to see it because there's so much cool stuff you can do. Okay, he locks the adept out. Right now, TY is in pretty good shape. He's basically deflected everything.